Hello, welcome to your February Tarot Forecast videos. I want to share 3 distinct points about the energy of February itself before I start in on the readings. I'm going to take a few minutes with this intro, so if you wish you can skip ahead to where I begin actually pulling cards. I'll go ahead and put a time indication in the description box if you want to do that. First, I want to begin by stating the obvious, which is that we collectively recognize January 1st as the day that rings in the new year on the calendar. However, the beginning of February is when we actually truly enter a fresh new energy cycle. That is the real new year energetically. A lot of January was spent tying up loose ends of 2016, and this is because we entered the new year in January 2017, mid-cycle of a Mercury retrograde. This is not conducive to forward movement. Rather, it's a time to chill, reflect, and plan your next steps, and not take action to commence new things quite yet. Mercury went direct on January 8th and doesn't move out of its shadow for approximately 2 weeks after it goes direct. This means that if New Year's resolutions were started in January, they are not likely to endure and those plans will tend to unravel. Any resolutions for change that you want to implement in order to yield more permanent results would be more auspicious if began at the end of the month when the mercurial energy begins to pick up speed. Coincidentally, this is around the same time of the start of the Chinese New Year, which begins January 28th. And that brings me to my second point, which is sharing a little bit about this year being marked as the Yin Fire Rooster. 2016 was the Yang Fire Monkey. Yang energy is masculine, extroverted, and outwardly expressive. Fire is dynamic, changing, passionate, and all-consuming. The monkey is playful, chaotic, impulsive, adaptable, and clever, but not necessarily honest. Observing the way that monkeys behave will give you an indication of the characteristics they exhibit and how a lot of 2016 played out for us. So again, 2017 is the year of the Yin Fire Rooster. Much like last year, fire will mark the next 12 months as blazing, dynamic, and assertive energy. However, Yin energy is feminine, introverted, insightful, and inwardly receptive. So a lot of us will be tapping into our inherent reserves of strength and realizing our inner passions this year. There is a strong theme here of self-reliance. The rooster quality is confident, if not somewhat boastful, as it proudly sticks out its chest and fans its feathers. Roosters are notably guided by instinct as they greet the rising sun in the morning. Therefore, advice this year is to rise early to accomplish your goals and act on your first impulses. There can be danger in second-guessing yourself or maybe overanalyzing. It is lucky to have some sort of symbol or visual representation of a rooster in your home this year, which is why I have this guy over here. Because success and self-reliance comes easily to roosters, this is a great year to demonstrate leadership and gain real progress in what you want to achieve. So this brings me to my last point I want to make before I start in on your readings. 2017 numerologically adds up to a year 1. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7 equals 10, and when you reduce the 10 by adding 1 and 0, you end up with 1. This means that no matter what your life path number or your personal year, there are collective beginnings within the human race as we begin a brand new 9-year cycle. The key word for a 1 year is independence. Other meanings are ego, ambition, initiative, and individuality. We will begin to see things that we have never seen before this year. We have already seen shades of the 1 year theme, as well as the monkey and rooster characteristics within the new political climate, but we don't really need to get into that here in this video. What is important to remember is that the New Year energy that commences this month is a year of personal success achieved through diligent perseverance and patience. Like the rooster crows at dawn, it is heralding in a powerful sign of awakening. Happy New Year! Now let's get started with your readings. Sagittarius, for your February forecast reading, I will be pulling 4 cards from the Connolly Tarot deck. 1 card to represent each week of the month. Show me the cards for Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I'll go with that. First week, second week, third week, fourth week, the worlds. I feel like a lot of you are going to be taking on the responsibilities of the world. Whether or not that's your job too, that's really up for you to determine. But the world here is about, the world around you, okay? On a lesser sense, it's about achievement, it's about completion, and I do see that the third week here, you're sort of moving on to some sort of fortunate occurrence, but I'll get into that. First, I'm just seeing, like, here's the world and here's the weight of the world, okay? And maybe, like, taking on responsibilities that aren't yours in the world is maybe something to sort of pay attention to, or to sort of ask yourself, am I staying in my lane here, or am I, being responsible for other people that I don't need to? Or maybe you do need to, and it's just sort of weighing on you. Okay, so the first week we have the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is a very happy energy. This guy is very pleased with all of the options that he has here. He has everything, and he doesn't necessarily, feel like there's anything lacking. Okay, it's wonderful energy. This could be, a birthday sort of celebration, sort of energy. It's like, gifts and, company and good, food and drink and music and dance and all of that stuff. He's just really content here. So I see this as being like, I see you just being very happy in this week. Good energy to start February with. The second week, I see the Page of Swords. So there could be something to do with a child. The Page of Swords is like a son. It's a, younger male energy. And it's also representative of like watching, looking, listening, being aware, picking up subtle signals as well. You also could be receiving some sort of difficult news as well, because there's like this sword that's coming through, and it's kind of close to his ear. And I see you sort of, it's a sword, it's sharp, it's blunt as well, and it's maybe not something that you would want to like grasp with your hands. You want to grasp it by the handles, right? It's harsh energy. So there could be some sort of news coming in that might be difficult to hear. On the other sense, I do feel like you're thinking. You're thinking and you're planning and you're observing and paying attention. I'm really just getting that, maybe there's some advice that comes through for you that could either help you or not, and you're just going to have to sort of think about that and sort of mull it around in your mind. And I see you doing that the third week here. You're kind of going up and down about it. The Wheel of Fortune is definitely high highs and low lows. So this week is going to be mixed. The third week, you're going to have some great fortunes and some things that are just kind of like, whatever. I'd rather just, I think as my grandmother used to tell me, some days are diamonds and some days are dust. So that's just life. Either way, you have the fortune moving you forward, okay? I do generally see this as a fortunate turn of events, and, you know, it's change. It's change here. So you're thinking about changing something. You could be thinking about social welfare and how to change the world around you. And maybe those, you know, burdens of the world is like, how can I change? How can I, you know, act or do in a way that's going to make a significant impact on the world? I see that there's similar energies here with the two round figures in the image here. So that's what I'm also seeing here, is like maybe some sort of, you know, political demonstration or some sort of thing, something that you're thinking about. You're thinking about change. However you can apply that to your life is how it will be. So the Knight of Pentacles is some sort of gift. So I see this as really being like, this is the outcome, you know, solid, steady progress, movement forward, and, you know, whatever that came in that was fortunate in the third week has given you something to work with here. You have a new resource. It's also a renewed resource, and I'm just getting that sense of like environmentalism for your reading. Okay. Oh, I want to actually pull from this deck. So I want to pull a card from the Angel Tarot cards, which is going to give me some sort of advice to share with you for the month of February. Sagittarius, show me. No. Okay. The Seven of Air. Okay, plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye, and poor timing. Okay, so I did see that there was some sort of plan for revision or plan for change here. You're looking, you're watching, you're observing, you're listening, and, you know, I see you listening to your intuition here. But mostly you're observing. I don't see you really speaking. You're looking out for opportunities to make changes. And, you know, you're planning to sort of revise something as well, or change something. Okay, so that was the advice card. I want to go ahead and pull 3 cards from this Gypsy Fortunes deck. And I haven't done this yet on my channel on any of the previous readings, so I thought it would be fun to do, to use this Gypsy Fortune deck. They're a little bit different from Oracle or Tarot cards. So I'm going to pull 3 of these for you. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. I'm seeing sort of a mixed bag here as well. So the 11th or the 12th day, there's something that shifts for you. Okay, so you have Cupid here. And Cupid has this sort of sharp arrow, and I'm seeing it as like this sort of younger child energy with this like sharp object here. You're using your, you know, you're using your head. Okay, so something comes in that's quick. What is Cupid known for? Shooting arrows of love, right? It's unexpected, and it changes things, okay? And Cupid is generally a sense of like, well, he either comes to, you know, he's either comes to stir up our passions in some way that can lead to, you know, great things in the future, or he could be a little bit of a troublemaker. So either way, like, it could go either way with this. He either tests us or, you know, brings in an opportunity for like a faithful partner. Either way, tread lightly is what I'm hearing. I see him like walking on the grass. Now, what's in the grass? There's a snake. Okay, so snake is about beware of something that sounds too good to be true. Okay? It's this energy of like sort of needing to be aware and pay attention, which I think that you're doing with this card here, the Page of Swords. Something happens around the 11th or the 12th. So I'm seeing the numbers 11 and 12. And I'm really just getting that with the Page of Swords energy. Is like, listen, observe, and you will hear what is not being said. The snake has a forked tongue. He speaks out both sides of his mouth, or she does. Either way, this snake, this energy, this person that's coming through is telling half of the story. And if you listen, you'll be able to catch it. Here you have, you're overcoming this hurdle and you're working. Okay. So this is the rider card. You are the rider and you're riding this horse, which is, representative of Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is the centaur, it's the archer, it's half man, half horse. You're jumping over this fence. You're like, you know what? I see the snake and I'm going to just jump right over that. And this is overcoming some sort of hurdle or obstacle with careful, gentle approach, practice. There's a sense of trust that you have with yourself. And, the horse is definitely a different aspect of you, but it's also like, a reliable sense of transportation. So the horse trusts the rider. You have maintained this sort of relationship with you and your higher self, where it's like you can sort of spot any sort of deception or any lies or any danger. Okay. You have a windfall of luck. I think this is the third week since you have the 3 coming in here. And the third week is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's fortunate things that you end up having this solid thing in the end. Okay, so this is luck coming in. And, I do feel like a lot of times in life, like, we do make our own luck. We don't just wait for it to happen. And when luck comes through to us, we don't let it bypass us. We hold on to that moment. We grasp it. We grab it. We take it. We do the best of what we have with what we're given. We make the most out of our situation. So some people make their own luck. Anyway, these Gypsy Fortune cards all come with some sort of word of wisdom. And the Gypsy wisdom that comes in this, with this card, with the clovers, is behind bad luck comes good luck. Behind bad luck comes good luck. It's a cycle. It's not all bad, it's not all good, just like life. I see you dodging some sort of danger or bad luck here with that snake. You see you jumping over that. And ultimately you will be successful with the World card here. Okay, Sagittarius. So this was your reading for February. Thank you for watching my videos and for liking and sharing them and for subscribing to my channel. I will see you in the next video.